Every wealthy person you've ever heard of started at a number that felt exactly like yours does right now, 0, or close enough that it didn't matter. Wealth isn't built from a lucky head start most of the time. It's built from a system, repeated long enough to compound. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly how that system works, starting from nothing. The first truth you need to accept is this: wealth isn't primarily built by how much you earn. It's built by the gap between what you earn and what you spend, and what you consistently do with that gap. Someone earning a modest income who saves and invests consistently will very often outbuild someone earning far more who spends everything they make. Income gives you options. Behavior determines the outcome. So step 1, starting from 0, is creating that gap on purpose. This doesn't mean extreme deprivation, it means paying yourself first. Before lifestyle expenses expand to fill your income, which they always try to do, decide on a portion that goes toward building wealth before it ever touches your daily spending. Even a small percentage, done consistently, beats a large percentage done occasionally. Step 2 is understanding the real engine behind wealth building: compounding. This is the idea that your money doesn't just grow, it grows on its own growth. In the early stages, from 0, compounding feels invisible and almost pointless. This is exactly where most people quit, right before the curve starts bending upward. The people who build real wealth aren't the ones who found some secret trick. They're the ones who stayed consistent long enough for compounding to start doing the heavy lifting. Step 3, increase your income deliberately, not just your savings rate. There's a limit to how much you can cut from expenses, but there's no real ceiling on what you can earn. Building skills that are valuable in the market, taking on income-generating side work, or investing in yourself early on tends to have an outsized long-term payoff, because every rupee of increased income can be redirected toward the wealth-building gap you already created in Step 1. Step 4 is avoiding the traps that quietly keep people at 0. Lifestyle inflation is the biggest one. The moment your income increases, and your spending increases right alongside it, your gap disappears no matter how much you earn. High-interest debt is another trap, because it works exactly like compounding, just in reverse, against you instead of for you. And chasing get-rich-quick shortcuts almost always costs more than it earns, because real wealth building is deliberately unglamorous and slow before it becomes obvious. Step 5. Diversify where your growing money goes, instead of concentrating it all in one place or one asset. Spreading wealth building across different vehicles, savings, investments, skills, and eventually assets reduces the risk that one bad outcome sets you all the way back to 0 again. Here's the mindset shift that actually matters most. Stop thinking of wealth building as a single big event and start treating it as a repeated, boring system. Save the gap, invest it, protect it from debt and lifestyle inflation, increase your income over time, and let consistency compound quietly in the background while you live your life. Starting from 0 isn't a disadvantage, it's just the starting point everyone shares. The only real difference between staying at 0 and building real wealth is whether the system above gets followed consistently, especially in the early years when it feels like nothing is happening. This is general education, not personalized financial advice. Your specific path will depend on your income, goals, and risk comfort, so consider learning more or speaking with a professional as your plan takes shape. If this gave you a clear starting system, like this video and subscribe, because building wealth isn't about timing, it's about starting.